Perfect.
And I figured since like we're releasing this near-ish Halloween, it's still okay to have spooky-ish things, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
we got this cute skull and like we just
It's adorable.
It's from Target. Oh my gosh.
Really cute.
And I have to show you. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to show you because I have like a massive computer, but hold on. I'm going to find a way to show you the cutest thing. Okay, hold on. I'm going to lift my entire computer.
Okay.
Okay, bear with me. Please don't catch on fire because I have a candle.
I won't catch on fire. That's cool though. Oh, that's adorable.
Isn't it the cutest little guy?
I saw that on some, like the guy itself I saw on someone's like Instagram, I think. And I thought it was like the cutest little ghost. Maybe it was yours. Did you put him on Instagram?
I did.
Okay.
I've been bragging about him. We call him Edgar. He's so fun.
Super. I like him a lot.
He's so fun.
My Halloween contribution is a black cat.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be drinking 19 Crimes.
Yes.
Revolutionary
Rosé.
I thought that was fun. And I was like, it'll be perfect for the next time we podcast.
Absolutely.
Me drinking Revolutionary Rosé. So I've saved it. And I'm just opening it now.
Oh, so you haven't even tasted it yet?
No, I have not. But I can't get it open.
It is requested. And this was challenging for us, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a really challenging one. Oh my God, I'm so weak. I might actually have to text Mike to come in and open my wine for me.
I've been that way lately too. Like I can't open peanut butter and stuff. I'm like, what is...
I feel like my issue is my elbow. Okay, so since my elbow's been all messed up,
right?
Like my twisting capacity, like I didn't realize it, but I feel it in my elbow. But I could not.
You have an excellent excuse. What is mine?
I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. That's all.
I'm gonna say I have like carpal tunnel or something.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm texting right now. I need better light in here.
We need to start doing things by candlelight, like we're in olden times.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm doing mine by candlelight right now, and skull.
You look gorgeous. You look gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
I did my makeup just for you this time, since the last time I didn't. See, so since we have multiple means of posting, I don't often do my makeup, so this is the only time I do.
Really, like, I do it for work, but I do it more fun for you. I got a new palette from Too Faced, and it's like some sort of like flirty palette or something, but it's got this really gorgeous green in it that I was excited to use tonight.
Speaking of not only gorgeous palettes, but greens, have you seen that there's a new Mandalorian palette called Baby Yoda?
Oh,
yes. It's by ColourPop. And I was like, yeah. Oh, like I'm not one to be like big into makeup or anything by any means. I like, as a matter of fact, I've been going through a huge minimalist phase where I got rid of a lot of things, but I saw that and I was like, what? Because it's got like,
that sounds really great,
glittery things and like matte things and like,
so this Too Faced palette that I just got has matte and glitter, and I'd been in it's not just me. It's not just me. He's having a rough time too.
Is it a twist off or a cork?
It is. It's a twist off, but it's like the lines weren't perforated very well. Oh, there it goes.
That's his crime. That was his crime. His 19th crime was not
Speaking
perforating
of 19,
the cap.
Did I tell you? Thank you very much, my love.
Hi, Mike.
I have to pay my tax. She just said hi.
You look very cute tonight.
Thanks.
Did you hear him?
It's my new jacket.
So speaking of 19 Crimes, did I tell you last time that Snoop Dogg has a wine out with 19 Crimes?
Oh, no.
Okay, so I have a not so secret love for Snoop Dogg. I don't know why. I follow him on Instagram. I follow him on Twitter. I just love to see anything that he posts and whatever he does. I don't know. So he has a wine, 19 Crimes. And so I had to get it. I haven't drank it yet.
Is it like a sweet wine? Is it a red?
It's a California red. Makes sense.
It does.
So I'm pretty excited to try that at some point, but I have not tried it yet. And 19 Crimes is like a really great wine.
I wish that I liked red wine. I really, really do.
It's probably my fault that you don't.
Oh my gosh, look how dark I got.
I know. What happened?
I made the screen full. There we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that again. Okay. Not a good light to see. Well, we are, speaking of revolutionary rosé, we are Revolution Rosies. I'm
Hi,
Vivienne.
guys. I'm Betty. Yeah,
Thank you for
actually
joining us for the 4th installment of season 3. This is what, episode?
Episode 5?
5, yes.
No, 4th. So this will be the 3rd installment, right?
Third installment? Yes, because we did... What was the first one? The first one was...
My brain is broken. I can't remember either. Women of Rock.
Women of Rock, and then Culinary, and now this one. Got it. Yes.
Now this one, which...
Fifth.
This was the... Yes. The 5th episode, the 3rd...
third installment.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm not even drinking.
It's okay. My brain doesn't work most of the time. And I've been like really busy at work lately. So like I use up all of the brain cells I still have at work. And then I come home and I'm like, I'm dumb now. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. I was very much looking forward to this. I stressed out a little bit about this one because like.
This is very out of our element.
It is out of our element. And like getting into trying to read about the people that we were doing, all I was getting were like numbers and awards. And I'm like, well, this isn't fun. And then I chose somebody who was living, which the problem with choosing one that's living is the story is always better told once they're dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
unless they like write a book about their lives or something.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we don't have the time to read an entire book.
Yeah.
Before the time we do the podcast.
Well, like seriously stressed.
For real. For real. Which reminds me, this will come out the weekend before
November 1st.
The weekend before everyone should go out and vote. If you haven't already.
Well, yeah, you know what? Today is Sunday, so I need you to get up tomorrow morning and get in line.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to one of my news stories. I thought this was super cool, and I just wanted to bring it up because it comes from a place that is very random that you wouldn't expect it to come from. Okay.
Okay.
So
is it my hometown or yours?
No, it's not like that. So White Castle,
the restaurant,
the restaurant, the fast food restaurant with the sliders, is starting a new tradition on November 3rd where they shut down. There are 24. I didn't know that White Castles were 24/7, by the way. Did you know they were 24/7? I knew they were late night and you could get them when you were super drunk, but I didn't know it was like 24/7.
I did know that. And the only reason I did know that is because when, so we only have one vehicle. And when I used to take Casey to work at real early in the morning, like 6 a.m., I would see people in the drive-through. I assume, hopefully, God, I hope getting breakfast sandwiches or
going to work. Yeah. not just winding down their nights because that's rough. So starting November 3rd this year, they're going to close for 4 a.m. or for 4 hours from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. to allow those shift workers to go and vote. So not only are they closing to give their employees time to vote in their 24/7 like restaurant, they're paying them for the time that they're closed.
Nice. Wow.
Right?
That's more than
fucking amazing.
What my job does.
Yeah.
Like I had to go early vote.
Yeah. And we already went and voted. I
dropped mine off I've been tracking it.
We literally went and stood in line, and it wasn't bad. Like when we went, the line literally went from inside all the way, like all the way past all of the stores up front to the side of the building, all the way back,
Dang.
all the way to
How
the
long were you
loading docks.
waiting?
Like 40 minutes. So it
Oh,
wasn't
that's not
that bad.
bad. Wow.
No, it wasn't. But this was 2 weeks ago. We went the second week you could go. And we went on a Monday. And then Rachel just went this past Monday, and it took her 2 hours. And my little sister went. I don't know how. I'm so proud. Oh, that's another thing. My baby sister voted for the first time. And I'm really proud of her. Like, I'm super duper proud of her.
What a time to vote for the first time.
Right. And I mean, like, so.
I think my first time was Obama. I think.
Yeah, my first time was Obama the first time, like when it was like his first election. So, but like she didn't vote the last time. She could have, but didn't vote the last time. And she straight up told me, I thought he had no chance of winning, and I cannot let that happen again. I cannot do something. Yeah. And then I said, you know what? That's the important part about democracy is they tell you your vote doesn't count because it's so important, because it means so much, because it can change the world. So they tell you it's not important, that your vote doesn't count, and that don't worry, other people are handling this. And it's so important that you vote. And you know what, like, and Mike is like, and she needs to start voting at the little ones. And I was like, it's always a presidential election that pulls you in first. And then like, it's funny because I didn't know you could do this, but you can go online and see your vote rating. I have the A+ vote rating. I'm pretty proud of that.
Where do you see that? Your vote rating?
Yeah. So I think if you go to like where you're registered online on Ohio, because I was making sure I was registered to vote. Yeah. And I like checked it like 3 times because we moved and I had my name changed and all of that stuff. Right. So I checked it like 3 times, you know, made sure I was registered, made sure I had everything ready to go. And they give you your voting rating, and I'm an A+ voter.
Well, hot darn. I'm going to find that link and I'm going to post it.
Yeah,
it's cool. Fun. I want to know my voter rating. They're like, you don't exist.
You'll exist. But yeah, because we vote, I mean, like anytime we can, we make sure that we are there and we vote. So, so that was one of,
I've never done an absentee or drop-off ballot before, ever. And this was my first time doing that. And it was easy as pie. And the great technology that we have now allows you to like track your ballot with this cool app. And like, I was so concerned because I was like, oh my gosh, I dropped it off and it's not being accepted. And I just saw that it was accepted on the 25th. And now I'm just like, I'm just watching the progress.
I will say that if you have not, by the time you're hearing this podcast, if you have not handed in your absentee ballot, I highly suggest trying to vote in person.
Yes.
Just because of the post date and all of that, like you don't want to risk it. At this point, you shouldn't. So if you're not, you know, like if you haven't voted yet, I highly suggest to try to do it in person from this point, because then you'll only have Monday and Tuesday, and holy shit.
Yeah, like, well, and they're basically trying to sabotage the Postal Service anyways, so.
I have a couple of news things that I want to talk about.
Okay, let's do.
I came prepared with stuffs. Okay, so the one thing that the one thing I wanted to talk about was, I brought up the first one. Also, I have a little caveat from my last episode. Yes, we kept saying Twilight. And we meant Twilight Zone. And I just love that because I kept saying it and my brain was like, something doesn't feel right.
Yes, but and I kept agreeing with you, and I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about, and I kept agreeing with you. Our brains were, again, linked, saying the same dumb thing. They were like,
so I just wanted to let everyone know that I think that, oh shit, what we were talking about that night, Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft,
Lovecraft Country has this
Twilight
Zone feel, as well as like a Monster of the Week type feel. And it's really good. I finished it. It is so good.
We also talked about The Boys on that episode. Yes. Casey started watching it without me.
Poop face. It's really good.
Have you watched Utopia?
I've not, no.
It's intense.
Okay. Because we need something else to watch because The Boys is over and
it's intense. It's intense. Just know that going in. It's intense. You'll need like a palate cleanser to watch afterwards. It's intense.
We are like trying to catch up with all the seasons of Taskmaster because
that's an excellent palate cleanser to watch after you watch Utopia.
And I think probably for the next 6 days we're gonna need just a life palate cleanser, something that like soothes us to sleep. Mike woke up the other night, looked at the polls, saw they had, or looked at like some polls, saw that it had moved by 2% and was up for the rest of the night. So there's stress happening in my house right now.
So we need, I get it.
Some calmness. Some sad news while we're talking about TV shows. One of my favorite TV shows that was on Netflix, Glow, who had been renewed for the 4th season, got canceled.
Yes, it did.
So I had seen some things where, a couple of the characters, the actresses had asked for like better fleshed out characters and like a little bit better representation, and there was like talks that it might have been part of that, but I think that more of what it was, because I was like reading into it, was Glow had been renewed, but with COVID there's issues with bringing it back. Like it's like shot in. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, do you listen to the Mark Maron podcast at all?
I was actually going to use Glow as a way to talk about Mark Maron.
Okay.
But I did see that Patti Smith was on recently, and I thought maybe that's what you would want to talk about.
Well, I listen to it often, but yeah, she was on there. But anyways, go on, keep talking about your thing.
No, absolutely. I literally I have my little notes and it says, oh no, we have a crying baby.
Oh, no.
Daddy's on it.
I can pause the recording. I found out how to do it.
Okay. It's okay. Hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully Daddy doesn't have any issues getting her back down. But yeah, I literally have like Twilight Zone, cancellation of Glow, WTF Patti Smith listed. Because I was like, the Mark Maron move is perfect from Glow to the Patti Smith talk. So she was on there recently, and I thought you would be excited.
I think that Lynn Shelton, I think is her name, was a part of the show's production team or directing team or something along those lines, which was Mark Maron's girlfriend. And she passed away suddenly over the summer.
I did not know about that.
Yes. And I could be completely wrong about that, but I do believe she was in some way associated with the show as well.
Well, also there were a couple of items. There were it's in LA, and LA is pretty shut down right now. That's where they they record. It's a wrestling show, and that's almost impossible to record and do while keeping socially safe standards.
Totally. Yeah.
And there, there's budgeting issues with everyone losing a lot of money, and it's one of the higher cost ones to produce. So I'm very sad about it because I loved Glow, head to toe love Glow. And then I wanted to bring up just a couple of other little tiny things. I took notes this time to talk about because I'm ridiculous. I wanted to say
professionalism.
Oh, look at me learning and growing. So the Lumberjanes is it's a graphic novel about these girls, and it's written by a woman named Noelle Stevenson, who was a co-creator and showrunner for She-Ra.
Which you've talked about on the show before.
She-Ra is really good. But Lumberjanes has actually been picked up to become a cartoon. So I'm really excited about that.
Is it going to be on Netflix?
I forget who it's going to be on. So I have to look that up.
She-Ra was, so it makes sense.
It would be awesome if it was on Netflix because they get a little bit easier green lighting on stuff. And then talking about cartoons, Animaniacs coming back. And
yes. Oh, yes. I've heard nothing but Animaniacs coming back because of Winston's obsession with him doing that Countries of the World song.
Yes, that's totally up Winston's like alley.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to bring the 90s back into this house.
And I mean, like, talk about another one of those like women in the 90s, like cartoon girls of the 90s that were badass and kick ass and not like Dot she could whomp someone's ass and she didn't take shit from anyone. And she was the sassy sister. And like, she was the wise ass, always being like, look at my dumbass brothers.
You know what? I feel like that was a pretty prominent thing in the 90s for cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Because like Rugrats did it. Hey Arnold did it. Like,
yeah,
all the ones I watched did it, really.
She was like the wise ass, like, she just kind of went along with like the brothers, but she was just like, look at these guys, they're idiots. Look at these boys. She'd always be like boys. And she had the best joke in the entire like Animaniacs thing where she's holding Prince. And they're like, they told her to go get, they're at a crime scene and they're like, go get fingerprints. And so she comes back with like the singer Prince and they're like, no, fingerprints.
Fingerprints.
And her and Prince look at each other and she was like, ew. So yeah, she had like the best
it's
joke.
Like those things that you don't realize until you're older.
Until you're an adult. Oh yeah. So I'm probably gonna have to change the lighting again because I forgot I was old and I can't read by the light that I have. I'm gonna get into it.
All right.
Are you ready?
What is this week called?
So this week we are doing female athletes.
Yeah. Again, a mighty stretch for us. Because I don't know about you, but an athlete I am not.
No, me either. No.
I can hula hoop.
You are an excellent hula hooper. I recently got a pair of rollerblades and Mike's been like taunting me with them since we got them, but he bought them for me while I was pregnant. So I'm like, well, I can't use them right now.
Oh, Lord, no.
No. So now he's like, well, the next time it's warm. And I was like, yeah, in the spring, she'll be a little bit older. And he's like, no. Next time it's warm, we're going to go on a walk with the baby. And when we get back and she's napping, I want you out rollerblading. And I'm like,
I want to get roller skates, so I'll do it with you.
I'm much better at rollerblading, which is why I got rollerblades. But yes, you can do it with me. And that would be so much fun.
That would be so much fun. All right.
We'll put on
less about us being awful at sports and more about the people who are better at it.
Yeah, I would say much better. So you've talked about how this was like a request for someone like
back when we did the vote show at our live vote show that we did last year, I believe, when we tried to get people to register to vote.
That was just this past November. That was a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah, it was only a year ago, but yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I was like,
seems like years. But somebody came up to us and actually, I think, messaged us and said, "Hey, you guys should do sports." And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure I heard a cricket in the background.
Oh, you definitely did. We are loud.
When you were like
crickets.
That's so funny though, because you were like, and the cricket just started chirping. It was very good.
Still hear
like comedic timing. It was perfect. So yeah. We kind of, I'm not going to lie. We definitely avoided this subject. We knew we were going to end up doing it because you have to. But it wasn't like one that spoke to us. And not that I don't think that, I mean, like women athletes are fucking awesome. They're kick-ass. It's just,
how can we do them justice when we know
and
nothing
how can we get
about?
How can we get excited about it when like, so it was tough, but
yeah,
I have a really great story. And I don't know, I kind of think I found a woman that I got excited about because she like, you'll see, there is she is the type of woman that I would talk about, and you'll see why when I get into her. Okay?
All right. I'm excited.
So
let's learn.
I don't believe you've heard of her. There is a possibility we may have mentioned her as a news thing 3 years ago when we first started this podcast. Possibility.
All right.
I kind of maybe remember something, but I don't know that we did. Anyways, I'm going to do the Olympian with the flower in her hair, aka Alysia Montano. Montano.
Okay.
So for her information, I got it off of Wiki, AlysiaMontano.com, New York Times, Times.com, or I'm sorry, Time.com, and Real Simple. So those are the things I use for my information about her. Okay.
All right.
So she was born in Queens, New York, April 23rd,
Close to me.
1986. I know. Like,
Wow, 1986.
Yeah.
Real
So
close
she's
to me.
real close to you. And moved to California at age 3. She grew up around 6 boys, which forced her to be tough, to be seen as an equal. Her website says, Alysia tucked a flower in her hair to show that girls can hang with the boys just fine.
Nice.
And her story is one of femininity meets ferocity. She knew as a child that she wanted to be an Olympian, so she focused on soccer, basketball, and running cross country at Canyon High School in Santa Clarita, California, focusing first on soccer. However, when she won the 80-meter at CFI California State Meet, ranked 10th in the nation and finished 4th in the Golden West Invitation in 2004, she turned to running and even turned down colleges that had wanted her for soccer. So in high school, she just kind of like took off on her senior year and like got all this accolades.
Like literally took off.
Yeah, she literally took off. So she went to college at the University of Berkeley and trained under Tony Sandoval as their 800-meter specialist. She placed 3rd at the NCAA Women's Outdoor Track and Field Championship and beat her personal best 3 times in 2006. She won the 2-7 indoor championships, outdoor championships, and broke their 2-minute barrier. Her first national title was also in 2007 in the 800-meter for the USA Outdoor Track and Field. And she finished 4th in the 800 for the World Athletics Championship. So she's just accolade. She's just like a boss runner. So in 2008, she was ranked nationally #1 for like women in track and field, but due to intense training and mounting pressure, a stress fracture formed in her navicular bone that gave way in the 2008 Olympic trials. So, and just so you know, the navicular bone is like the bone in your foot, like the big one that's right here.
Like this one right here?
It's on like the top. It's on like the top, and
Like
it's kind of like where it starts. Yes, like right up there where it starts getting like thicker. She got a fracture in that.
Oh.
And it like gave way on her in the 2008, like when she was doing the Olympic trials in 2008.
Oh my God.
So
while she was running?
I think while she was running, like while she was doing the trials for him. Yeah, so she rehabbed in 2009 in San Diego, but then went back to Berkeley to train with Sandoval again. So she went back to train with the same guy. It said in her website that like she knew San Diego wasn't for her. She wanted to go back to Berkeley. She wanted to go, back to this place. After a year of rehabilitation, she made her comeback in 2010, starting with a bronze finish in the World Indoor Championship. She would finish that year with the world's fastest time, winning the Sea Hercules Diamond League at 1 hour, 57 minutes and 34 seconds.
Running for that long?
Mm-hmm. And she was the fastest time. She was the world's fastest time that year.
That would take me 8 days to run.
Yeah.
That's the fastest time.
Yeah. So 2010 was a really great comeback year for her. She like came back and just like kicked fast. In 2011, she married LeRoux Montano, which is where she gets her name. And then it's actually Montano, like with that little
Montano.
And in the next 3 years, she was packed with defending and earning more titles. So for the next 3 years, from like 2010 to 2000 and like 13, 14, she's just like winning all these like titles and defending all of her titles and just like kicking ass and taking names. But then after coming in 5th in an 800 meter, she was favored to win. So she came in 5th when she was favored to win this 800 meter. She was almost ready to quit running. It was later discovered that 2 of the runners that came in ahead of her were doping.
I was going to say steroids.
There was the huge scandal, and it robbed her of her bronze. She should have at least been bronze. The positive drug test results had been washed away by bribery. So she was like, yeah, it came out like right. So like this race was in like 2012, and like she was like really disheartened by the race. She's like, something just didn't feel right. Like, and so she was disheartened, and then she decided to kind of step away. So instead of quitting altogether, she decided to step away to start a family. And this is where she goes from a well-known runner to an internet famous, like to an internet sensation. Okay. So she continued to run during her pregnancy to keep in shape.
This is where I've heard of her.
Yep.
Okay.
At 35 weeks, she decided to take advantage of her qualifying times and entered the Outdoor USA Championship. 8 months pregnant, for fun, to advocate for fit pregnancies. And I said, yes, queen, but like super extra.
God.
Do you have to go the literal extra mile?
Oh.
So
at 8 months pregnant, I was like, roll me around.
8 months pregnant, I literally was on the couch with my feet up, and that's how I ended up watching The Circle. That's what happened to me at 8 months pregnant. That is when like all of the ice cream and my ankles were like this big. So yeah,
pregnancy was not us.
No, not at all. So, and I also say that there's a possibility that she also had monetary reasons for joining the race, but I'll get into that later. Okay. All right. Put a pin in that. All right. So she was only 35 seconds shy of her personal best when she finished that, just so you know. Yeah. Which like 35 seconds is a lot in runner time, but in like normal human being time, like I couldn't make it a meter in 35 seconds. So I couldn't make it. I don't know, like a meter's a long distance, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know meters and feet conversion.
I'm assuming it's a lot further than I'm thinking in my head. So she had no idea that this one seemingly little act would break the internet, which videos of the race were viewed 5 times more than all of her other races combined.
I believe
so like this. Oh yeah, of course. So she planned on a slow return to running, but 6 months postpartum, she won her first indoor championship in the 600 meter, which set her up for an amazing 2015, where she earned 7 additional titles that year and earned her the spot in the USA World Championship team. However, her run was cut short in Beijing, where a runner tried to pass on the inside lane and tripped her during the 200 meter. She's bossing around again. She's like kicking all this ass. And then like she gets to Beijing and a runner trips her.
What a dick.
I know. I should have dropped my phone.
I think that happened to my mom once though. Obviously she wasn't in the Olympics, but she was like a high school runner or something. And she tripped.
I don't think you're... I don't know running lingo, but from the way it sounded, like I don't think you're supposed to pass on the inside, like just like with a car or like I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess with cars you do pass on the inside.
I'm not incredibly versed on sports. I think we've said it before that we're not athletes, so I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I thought I was some sort of an athlete.
No, but like my mom like dislocated her knee and it like popped over to the side and stuff. So I can't imagine that.
Ooh,
I know, injuries. That's why I don't do sports.
I also have to bring up like 6 months postpartum and she's like kicking ass is ridiculous, because when I first had Hazel, like she had to immediately start training again, first of all.
Oh yeah.
And when I first had Hazel, my knees were a wreck.
Well,
my knees were a wreck.
Not only that, but like a lot of the insides feel like they're going like this because they're not in place yet.
No. And like, I mean, like Mike actually bought me braces so that I could do ring fit on the Switch. Like I had to get braces for that, and she's running meters and setting records. I feel so shameful.
I know. I feel bad about myself.
Like I'm like, I can't do this ring fit exercise. It's this like, it's like, can I get braces?
Job where I sit on my butt all day, and I'm like, I'm too tired to go upstairs and take a bath.
Okay, so yeah, she kicks all sorts of asses. Okay, so anyways, that happens 2015, and then in 2017 she raced again while pregnant, this time 5 months along, and in 100-degree heat.
No.
And she beat her time for her last pregnant run. No, thank you.
No.
So, and I love this. I read in the article, and I think that this was the time.com article, if I'm not mistaken, but she said that she ran in she ran in a Wonder Woman top with her belly exposed. So like, it was just like, you know, like the runner top, it was like, just like the top, and then her whole belly's exposed. And it's just like this glorious bulging stomach on top of these like super fucking fit abs and like waist. It's beautiful. You'll have to see the picture. It's gorgeous.
Well, that'll be the one we post.
Yeah, that should be definitely one of them. And every time she runs, by the way, she has a flower in her hair. She's gorgeous. So she's
look so good while you're doing it. Like, come on.
Right? Do you have to look real cute while you're doing it too? So she cited Gal Gadot's pregnancy during filming Wonder Woman as her inspiration to pregnant run again. She saw the movie and decided to sign up for the U.S. Nationals. And that was the same year that Serena Williams was tennis. Pregnant. Played tennis pregnant. So that's why I said, and this was in 2017. So there is a chance that when this made headlines, we might have mentioned it in the podcast.
That makes sense.
So,
okay.
Mother's Day, like May 12th, 2019. So just this past year, Mother's Day, she published a scathing opinion in the New York Times called "Nike Told Me to Dream Big Until I Wanted a Baby." In the article, she exposes the hypocrisy of companies, Nike specifically, for doing things like releasing Mother's Day's ads promoting strong femininity and gender equality, but then yanking sponsorship money from their athletes when they become pregnant. Mm-hmm. Fellow runner Phoebe Wright said in the article, "Getting pregnant is the kiss of death for female athletes. Runners depend," like, and this is just like in general, which I didn't know. So like runners depend on sponsorships. You don't make shit running. You really need those sponsorships if you're going to be like a professional runner. And they are only making money when they're literally running.
Right.
Like that's the
wearing
only
that
time.
Stuff, I assume.
Yeah. So unless when they become pregnant and can't complete their and can't compete, their sponsorships are like cut or pulled. Like they pull them out of their contracts because they don't meet the qualifications to like you have, like when you're under contract, you have to run so many, you have to complete so many races and do that sort of thing to continue to be under this contract. So women, if you get pregnant and you're a woman athlete, that's the end of it for you. Your scholarship or your sponsorships get pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, companies like Nike use women and motherhood and strong femininity to sell their product. Like they boast that stuff. Like they had that year even they had a Mother's Day ad.
Well, they like that image.
They like the image, but then they don't support it.
Yeah.
So like they can't, so until they can start running again, so many women are forced to choose between a paycheck over time spent with their newborns, and in some cases, health of their babies. In this article, one runner literally had her doctor tell her, like, you either run or you breastfeed because your body can't support you doing both. So, and there was another runner. Oh, this one was really sad, and I can't remember the runner's name, but she like started running again. Like she was like, I was training and missing all this time with my child, and then right before her first like big track meet back, right before her big run back, her son got sick, like super ill, and was in the hospital, and she had to choose between being in the hospital with her son and running this, and she's like, that's a time that I never get back.
Wow.
So it's, I mean, like, yeah, it's super rough.
Pretty fucked.
Yeah. So, so like she writes this article, this is like scathing article, just like, you know what, I'm just fucking throwing Nike under the bus. New York Times, here's this thing. I got all these other athletes to back me up. This is like bullshit. And due to the backlash from the article and the public outcry, and a congressional inquiry, Nike announced a new maternity policy that guarantees pays and bonuses for 18 months around the pregnancy, and 3 other apparel companies added maternity protections to their sponsored athletes.
Nice.
So she got shit done. Like this article got shit done. And so she also founded And Mother. So that's the ampersand mother. And it's a nonprofit whose aim is to break down the barriers that limit a woman's choice to pursue and thrive in both career and motherhood.
Nice.
And that's her story so far. So that's what she's done up to 2000.
So she's still working.
Well, I mean, like this happened, like this article came out May 2019.
Wow.
This is all super recent. So
yeah.
Like in the last year, she's done a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. So
awesome. Very good story. See,
thank you.
We didn't know what we were talking about, but we sure do act like it.
I know. And I got worried because she's just and here's the thing, she's such an amazing runner that like when you look her up, it's like all of these accolades and all of these times. And I was like, it's going to be a half an hour of me just being like, and then in 2003, in 2003, she got gold and this and this. And I was like, oh, this is going to be like, and then I was like, no, she has a story to tell. You just have to dig a little deeper, especially when they're alive and especially when they're athletes.
Absolutely.
So, and she's got an amazing...
I'm glad that you did that, because now we know that she's doing all this stuff to like basically get maternity leave for athletes. And that's awesome.
She changed Nike's policy when it came to their women that they sponsor, their athletes that they sponsor. She got them to change their policy. That's amazing. Yeah. That is something that we should have heard about. That is, it's such a big thing. So, I mean, like she's doing great things outside of just running and being baller and being pregnant while running, which is crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah. For sure. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great story. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad we did it. I got really, like I said, I was like having anxiety yesterday. And then, like I said, it hit me today as I'm like reading about her. The story I thought I was telling is not the story I was telling.
Yeah.
I thought I was telling the story of the pregnant runner. And I was telling the story of the woman who took her motherhood and changed a company with it. That was a different story than what I thought I was telling. So
she brought down the man.
She did bring down the man. She can do ladies. And she's like our age and doing all these amazing things. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
Pretty awesome.
Do you have...
I do.
Awesome. I didn't want to ask.
I was actually on top of it this time.
I know. I was like, well, she had news stories, so I assume she did.
I did a little bit of research. Well, and I thought about it and I was like, I want to talk about somebody, who do I know that has anything to do with fitness that could use like a nice little shout out. And I figured somebody out. I have a friend of my friends. I'm trying to find the thing that I want to share with you. Her name is Leanna Shepherd. And she is actually like she's a friend from back home, which I didn't know her back home. She actually dated my brother back home.
Oh.
But that I didn't like know her because I was 5 years younger than my brother, so I didn't know a lot of his girlfriends until we like grew up. But then we ran into her when I was living with my brother in Columbus, you know, and then her and I just kind of like hit it off and, you know, became friends. And so anyways, she just started, she and I had like very parallel lives for a minute where she got married around the same time that we got married, and then her husband got sick like right after the marriage, and a lot of all of that went on, and she went through like a really rough period. And I mean, like we don't talk a lot, we don't hang out a lot. I just kind of reached out to her and, you know, said, I've been there recently. If you need to reach out, I just want to let you know that somebody's there. And but anyways, not to air out her personal life. I didn't mean to like get into like personal stuff. I just wanted to say that we had like a parallel run.
Sure.
So it's really, yeah. So it's really good to see her getting back into stuff that looks like really makes her happy and fulfills her. And she is teaching yoga again.
Cool.
So, yeah, she's going to be teaching Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 a.m. at Studio 86 Fitness. And they have live stream as well. So you can go in and do fitness classes masked or on a live screen. And it's just, I don't know. I was very excited to see that she is back to doing yoga.
6 a.m. That's so early.
I know. I kind of feel like I should try to do the live stream, but then I remember that I don't get to sleep through the night. So
tell her to do one at 11 p.m. so we can do when we're not sleeping.
Right. If you could do like a 10 p.m. class, that'd
make
be
us
great.
sleepy. Tell her to do like a sleep-inducing yoga, and we'll do that.
Also, really awesome thing about Liana is that she can toss a pizza like no one's fucking business, and she
like a pizza crust, like a what?
She's won awards for it even.
Ah, that's neat. That's a weird, unique award to have.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, her brother, he owned the pizza shops back home. He had some pizza shops, and his pizza was like really, really, really well known. And she would go to New York with him and do pizza tossing competitions.
Oh my lands.
She's a boss ass pizza tosser. So that's also, I should have led with that.
It's okay. I'll cut that and I'll put it before it so that you can lead with that.
I buried the lead.
Leanne Shepherd, this boss ass pizza tosser, is also a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
That's how it'll go.
So, just so you know. And then let me see if I can find her like info. And I was just going to do that really quickly. So for 2 seconds, so it's Leanna, by the way, Leanna. Leanna. And just see what she was up to. And she, I mean, like, she's going to be able to show you some awesome shit.
Oh my lands.
Yeah. I was going to see if I could find some of her pizza. She is on Insty. So is that what the kids call it? Insty?
That's what we're going to call it. Insty.
Insty. But I wanted to see if I could find any of her awesome pizza tossing away.
It's like, no, you're not allowed to see this.
Yeah. So like, there's one of the crusts that she had done. You got that nice like airiness to it.
Yeah, it's got that like ciabatta.
But yeah, so she's always posting like pizzas and stuff. I like doing little videos on Instagram about her pizzas.
Oh my lands.
Yeah. So pretty baller. You should check her out. And then you can do yoga with her too. So she's pizza yoga
and yoga. Let's have a pizza.
That sounds like a date.
It does.
It sounds like a good date night. Pizza and yoga.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah.
You would obviously do the yoga first, though.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be downward dogging after some spicy
No.
sausages. It'd be bad idea.
Oh Lord, no. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up, right? Are we good to go with the evening?
I think we're good to go. Yeah.
That was a successful episode, I think. I think that we got the point across that 1, we are not athletes. 2, you told a very good story about a boss ass bitch who knows how to work the system. And 3, you told us about a pizza loving boss ass thrower of pizza yoga instructor.
Yeah. It definitely, this episode definitely has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I think we accomplished it.
Hey, Rosies, go vote.
Vote, please vote. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, here on YouTube. Like us.
Leave a review if you like it.
Please leave a review.
We
would
getting
love some reviews. Yeah, I saw we did get a couple. So thanks, guys. It helps people find us, and we'd love to keep doing this because it's helping us get to see each other while we're all kind of quarantining, and it's a lot of fun to talk about boss ass bitches. So
it totally is. And if you have any ideas of what we should talk about or who we should talk about, please let us know. So like, subscribe, review, and suggest.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well.
It's hard to tell who's going to say what when there's a delay. Smear lipstick.
And raise hell. Good night, everyone.
Bye, Rosies.
Bye.
Okay.